And I ain't gon' lie, I got some issues. Post-traumatic stress from all this shit I've been through. And I ain't gon' lie, I really miss you. And it get up in this life, girl, it ain't simple. And I ain't gon' lie, I got some issues. Post-traumatic stress from all this shit I've been through. And I ain't gon' lie, I really miss you. And it get hard up in this life, girl, it ain't simple.
Hit up Sally, I'm like, fire, what we doing today? Fuck these other niggas, boy, they wanna ride the wave. Rockstar lifestyle every night and day. Get my feelings about some shit, so I get high today. Girl, if I give you my heart, will you drive away? Can you stay with me? I'm numb. Love your vibe, you make me nervous, wanna roll, wanna ride. Yeah, you be on my mind, I hit you up today.
And I ain't gon' lie, I got some issues. Post-traumatic stress from all this shit I've been through. And I ain't gon' lie, I really miss you. And it get hard up in this life, girl, it ain't simple. And I ain't gon' lie, I got some issues. Post-traumatic stress from all this shit I've been through. And I ain't gon' lie, I really miss you. And it get hard up in this life, girl, it ain't simple. Post-traumatic stress, I feel like Steven Tyler. Push back to the face, going off the wire, no liar. Really be smoking that fire, keep that spinning like tires. Don't want your girl, I don't like. Hey, fuck it, I'd rather let you talk. I got that slide like the moonwalk. She told me she love me, I told her don't love me too hard. We pulling up in like 2 cars, I'm finna stop in like 2 bars. I got this sound like I'm Mozart, I got the gas like a go-kart.
Sometimes I wish I seen a shooting star. No, I wouldn't wish for fancy cars, just better days. Wish I could be a bird so I can fly away.
And I ain't gon' lie, I got some issues. Post-traumatic stress from all this shit I've been through. And I ain't gon' lie, I really miss you. And it get hard up in this life, girl, it ain't simple. And I ain't gon' lie, I got some issues. Post-traumatic stress from all this shit I've been through. And I ain't gon' lie, I really miss you. And it get hard up in this life, girl, it ain't simple.
Yeah, hey, I ain't gonna lie. Y'all already know what it is. You are tuned in to the BU Radio Network, and you're at the right place at the right time, listening to the right show. We got the right host interviewing the right guests, only for the right listeners. And if you are listening with your boy today, you are most definitely the right listener, and we appreciate you listening. Welcome to That's My Producer. I go by the name of I Am Natrell. It is a beautiful day in Vegas, like I say every week, and it's hot though. It's very hot. I think every week I come into a new realization that I live here in this heat. You know what I'm saying? And but I'm grateful because Vegas is definitely a place for the entrepreneur. And we out here and we getting money and we making moves. And I got a guest on the show today that's absolutely making those type of moves. So, you know, I want to start by just a little bit of what I know, which is not much, just a little bit of what I know. I know that he's a comedian. I know that he has a good family. He's a family man, you know what I'm saying? I know that he's done boat cruises, you know what I'm saying, comedy. I know that he produces his own shows, you know what I'm saying? He could be on tour doing everybody else stuff, but he does his own things, and he provides avenues for other comedians and artists to hit the stage. You know what I'm saying? So I always have respect for people who, I call it giving back. Some people looking at it as taking advantage of people or whatever the case may be. But if there's nobody creating a platform, there's nobody on a platform. You know what I'm saying? So I want to welcome my man Artie, you know what I'm saying, comedian, to the building. You know what I'm saying? You got to tell him exactly how to say that, though. I think I might have said that all wrong. Give it to him right. Give it to him right.
It's comedian Artie Hollingsworth. I appreciate you having me, brother.
No doubt, no doubt.
Platform with me, man. That's what it's all about. That's uplifting one another and spreading the wealth of information.
No doubt. I think I might have a mic issue right now with your mic, but just be close to that thing, and we're gonna get it squared up. Yeah.
Is that better?
There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go. So Let's do this. I want to get into some conversation with you, but before I do that, I want to get into a quick song. Shout out to the homie DT702, one of the artists that's going to be performing at your event, you know what I'm saying, that we're going to talk about when you come back. So what we're going to do right quick is we're going to play this DT702. This song is called My Advice, and we're going to come back. We're going to get into some real good conversation. Me and you talked probably for about a good hour before the show start, and man, I got a lot of questions that some of them have already been answered. I got to be real.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so let's get into that DT702. We're going to come back, you know what I'm saying, get into some of this conversation. So let's go. This song is called My Advice. Let's do it.
Potato sugar,
Yes.
Django isn't a slave. Django is a free man, you understand? You can't treat him like any of the other niggas around here, cause he ain't like any of the other niggas around here. You got it?
Yearning for your validation.
Validation.
All in hopes I'm in the conversation.
All in hopes.
Pour so much of me into you. Can't believe I ain't never feel for me instead of you. I slide in the coupe, fire lose the roof. I die for the truth, fired by no rules. Devils in cahoots, drop a prayer on the screw. Got God on my side, I ever lose still. I wanna be humble, but I gotta flex. On them niggas. I don't wanna mumble, but I can respect.
Respect me, nigga.
I do it my way, they say it's live. If I sell my soul, what I got left? Because I don't need nobody else. I'm lying to myself. I'm talking physical, dog, spiritual. No, all these opportunities is higher right to tell. Got to take them in upstairs, cause the timing never fails. My advice, keep moving. If not, you can lose it. Wasting time on the clueless. Knowing they can never do this. Back. Tell them pessimists they need to spine. Whack when they're paralyzed in the mind. I don't need nobody else.
No, I
I would
don't.
tell my younger self.
What you say?
You got God as your help. Just let it go and never dwell.
My advice.
Unless they good to you. My advice. Look in the mirror, tell the truth. My advice. Sometimes you gotta break the rules. My advice. Stand for something or die for nothing.
My advice.
Flex on them if they hating on you. I would tell my younger self. Yeah. You should never go and let. Yeah. Hypothetical. Fuck all opinions. Your validation and your acceptance. I never needed you. No one never needed you. I never needed you.
No one never needed you.
My advice. I can go back and tell my younger self a couple of things. You know what I'm saying? There's some things that if you could look in the mirror and tell your younger self, you know what I'm saying, that look, you might need to move a little bit differently in this area, move a little bit differently in that area. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to DT702 for that song, man. First, I want to say welcome. Second, I want to say thank you for your time and, you know, what you brought, you know what I'm saying, to the show. And I already know you're going to drop some jewels, man.
I'm going to try. Thanks for having me once again, man. I appreciate you sharing the platform with me and reaching out to the people and talking to them about all the things we got going on with Black 11 Entertainment, all the things we got going on with comedian Artie Hollingsworth, all the things we're trying to do here in the Las Vegas community and expanding abroad.
No doubt.
Beyond Las Vegas. So
No doubt. So let's start from the top, man. Who is Artie how you say it?
Hollingsworth.
Hollingsworth.
Yeah, I'm of the Detroit Hollingsworth. So I'm originally from Detroit, man. I've been in Las Vegas since 2008.
Yeah.
I grew up in Detroit, born and raised, went to Michigan State, so Michigan roots run deep. Then moved to Vegas actually to pursue my PhD at UNLV 2008.
Oh, dope.
My family, moving my wife, we didn't have a family then. And I thought Vegas would just be a pit stop like it is for most people. And we decided to stick and stay once we started having kids and growing roots here. So Vegas has been good to us, and we love it here.
No doubt. What made you get into comedy?
Oh man, so comedy is a funny thing. I was like the dude, like I guess it's a traditional comedic story. I was always the funny guy. In Detroit, growing up, like back of the bus, riding the bus back and forth to school, or just hanging out with your boys. We used to call it capping. So you had to be able to cap. You had to be able to get people off you. Right now they call it bullying, but back in the day it was capping. So you grew up, a single parent household like I did. We didn't have a lot of money, so I had a 3 pants rotation at one point in time. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, had to flip them boys around Tuesday, Thursday, and try to mix it up.
Wow.
So you had to keep people off you, and I was always the funny dude to be able to get people off me and keep people off me, and just always, I love laughter, I love jokes. I'm a fan and a student of the comedy game. So how I got into comedy, I always wanted to do it, and I think like 4 years ago, I was just sitting around thinking, 3 or 4 years ago, I was sitting around thinking like, man, I want to, try my hand at stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
So put it off and wasn't really thinking about it. I just put it out as a post, and everybody that knew me was like, oh yeah, you definitely should do it. And my old roommate used to tell me like, man, you should be a comedian.
Yeah.
So I never thought about really doing it. And so I have a classic car business, 702 Classics. And I was doing a show blending my two loves called Classics and Comedy. Where I was going to do a classic car show and a comedy show. So I found a dope venue. We were at the golf course down here on South Las Vegas Boulevard, right across from Town Square, putting a show together. And I hired a comic who was kind of connected with the venue. And he came by recommendation, and he was supposed to book the show, host the show, and I was just going to be on a producer role, making sure everything went well with the business. A couple weeks before the show, I went and saw the guy, and I just wasn't impressed. I mean, not at all. His style of comedy and whatnot, I didn't want that as a representation of my show. So it just didn't sit well with me. I actually lost a sleepless night over it. Like, oh man, you got a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of resources into the show. You want it to look and feel a certain way and go a certain way. And around that same time, just a crazy thing, around that same time, I entered a couple comedy competitions and I started winning.
Yeah.
So, and I was doing my first stand-up, trying my hand at stand-up, and I was like, man, you should just host your own show.
Yeah.
Like, you can host, you can host. You've done it before. I've been in the corporate world. I've done, a lot of seminars and speeches and, in front of thousands of people before. So it was nothing for me to get up in front of a crowd. It was just being funny in front of a crowd.
Yeah.
I usually being funny with my friends. So tried my hand at hosting my own show. Everything went well, man. Then started producing and booking comics and going out to more comedy shows and just doing the role of a producer, scouting talent, making sure the talent fit within the format of the show that I was putting together. And here we are 3 years later, man, comedian extraordinaire, if you will. Been doing a lot of shows, been producing a lot of shows, produced the Lake Las Vegas Comedy Cruise, produced a talk show of my own called Uncomfortable Conversation and Uncomfortable Conversation After Dark. Produced a Comedy Cypher, which we're going to talk about today, the new iteration of the Comedy Cypher, which is my weekly show coming up here on starting October 5th. And yeah, man, just a ton of shows. Been in LA doing work, trying to get in movies, build my comedy brand as well as build a business side of Black 11 Entertainment. So that's kind of the short story long of how I got into
How long
comedy.
you been into comedy?
3 years.
3 years?
I'm working on my third year
wow,
anniversary
so you
in comedy.
fresh.
Yeah, fresh in the game, man. We've done a lot in 3 years. COVID slowed a lot of things down, for me in terms of producing and just getting out on the road. A lot of shows were closed. So I was happy at the top of this year when things start to open up a little bit more to get out, work more road opportunities, work more private events, work more local gigs here, rock more stages, and just get better at the craft. I just respect and love the craft of comedy as an art form.
Wow. The classic car business.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing that?
So 702 Classics, I came up with the concept around 2014 when my second daughter was born, and having a newborn and a full-time job and all of that. Like, how do I pull this together? How do I put it together? So rocked on. I met with different business leaders, just started to do all the groundwork of how to run and manage and operate a car dealership. So I decided to do it as an online dealership and rent classic cars to people coming into town to Vegas and want to have a good time. So my whole goal was to provide the opportunity for people to drive their dreams. So the tagline for my business was Drive the Dream. So we started doing events in 2019 with the Classics in Comedy, and I won the Urban Chamber Small Business Award. So we're rocking. and everything is moving in a good direction. Develop partnerships with NASCAR. We were doing a show and sell event called a 400 or 100 at the 400 out at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and the following weekend the whole world shut down for COVID.
Yeah.
So we shelved Classics and Comedy, and 702 Classics is still alive and kicking. We're growing and putting energy behind that business, but I have 2 businesses, and then we own an insurance company as well, my wife and I.
Okay.
Full-time job, full-time husband, full-time father. You know, it's just a lot going on right now in the Hollingsworth household, but we're breathing life into all our dreams, man.
How do you find balance?
Man, so that's a great question. Great question. One of the things that I wanted to do with my family, I have 2 young daughters, is teach entrepreneurship. So the thing that I had to do was to find ways to integrate my family into my business. And luckily, my wife and I have a really good partnership. We support each other, so she's fully immersed in the things that we're doing on the business side. But for my daughters, they used to vendor. So at my Classics and Comedy show, so one of my daughters was interested in candy and sweets and treats and all of that stuff. So she had Cameron's Sweet Shop, and my other daughter, she's into toys like big time. She loves to play and all of that. So she had Parker's Toy Box. So the balance for me is just integrating my family into all the business endeavors and building the legacy businesses for the family. And then other thing is just enjoying what I do. I'm at the phase in life. Right now, I'm 43 years old, man. I've been in corporate space for over 25 years. And
Wow.
I'm at a great place in life where I don't spend 1 second of my day doing things that I do not enjoy. So
Wow.
be it business, be it family, be it, comedy, from sun up to sundown, I'm doing the things that I absolutely enjoy. So the balance for me is just, I'm just really enjoying life, man.
Yeah. Do you find it hard sometimes?
Hell yeah. You see these bags under my eyes, brother? I don't sleep. So-
I always say the entrepreneur life, it's got to be the hardest life, because when you're balancing, it's one thing to just the 9-to-5 life, which is which is hard
It's a
too.
grind, yeah.
But to go from the check to check, so to speak, situation, from going business where it's literally client to client type
Right.
of situation.
Yeah.
That's a hard
It's
a hard
it's a
balance.
tough hustle, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy to take, because especially when you got a family, I'm setting up college savings plans for my kids, and
Yeah.
you got mortgages and car payments and all the other stuff that you have to do just to maintain your household.
Absolutely.
To extract money out of that, money that you earn, because I don't have any investors. I'm my own investor. I like to put up my own money.
Wow.
I like to reap my own rewards. And I said, I've worked for people for so long, it's time for me to build something for myself. So I go all in,
Yeah.
and to tell your wife or to tell your family, all right, we're going to slow down on the vacations. We're going to slow down on the things that we like to do, because we're really putting this time and effort and energy and finances behind these business endeavors. And this is going to pay off. That's a hard sell in household sometimes, but it's
Is
necessary.
there ever any kickback, like any moments where maybe wifey's like, no,
Not necessarily. I can't even front, like, not necessarily, because I always approach my wife, or approach my family with the plan. Like, I always start with a vision, so they know what I'm doing. They know the purpose. They know the plan, and then I wouldn't do anything financially to jeopardize, the comfort of lifestyle that we have. So that
No
makes
doubt.
it, when you talk about balance, that makes it even harder.
no doubt.
To try to be strategic, be financially prudent about investing in shows, investing in your plans and your goals and your dreams, but making sure your family's straight and they're eating and they're
For sure.
I got my baby's got expensive taste.
No doubt, no doubt. Hey, I always say, as long as everybody's eating and everybody's living
Absolutely,
straight,
yeah.
then you could do what you want to do.
Yeah, yeah.
Soon as times start getting hard though, like yeah,
there's
we're gonna take another look.
An uncomfortable conversation to be had.
Absolutely, absolutely. I always say it's good to have a support system, and if you have a wife and kids that actually take part in what you're doing, it just makes that family dynamic even tighter and
Yeah.
even closer.
You're absolutely correct. Nothing great. I don't care. You can track greatness throughout the history of the world. Nothing great was ever accomplished alone.
Yeah.
You know, it takes the person with the vision, it takes the person with the work ethic, but there has to be some wind at your back.
Yeah.
Be it friends, be it family, be it, you know, customers, clients. You have to have people to support you, or you're not going to get to where you want to be.
Yeah. So let's talk about the very first event that you ever did. Was it a success or was it a wash?
Oh man, the very first event was Classics in Comedy that I did, and I was super nervous, man, because I try to pack a lot of value into my events. So
Yeah.
the number one thing, you know, I've been to a bunch of different shows, a bunch of different events over my course of my life. I like to get out, and I'm out and about all the time. So I'm really cognizant about high value, high quality events for the money.
Yeah.
You know, when people spend their hard-earned money and they come out to something, they want to have a good time. They want a return on the investment of their time and their money. So I was really conscious about, you know, Classics in Comedy being a great show. So we had a decent turnout for cars. You know, we had the Cadillac Club come out. They had some nice cars. I had my car out there. We had a bunch of other people fall through. We had people from California, Arizona, you know, all over the Southwest come and bring their cars out to the car show. So the car show was cool. We had the showgirls out there, so I packed the showgirls. Folks
dope.
were taking pictures. We had vendors out
Yeah.
there, you know, because I try to provide other opportunities for other small business owners
Mm-hmm.
to come out and have a platform to display their businesses
Yeah.
and connect with new customers. And then the comedy show. So we had dope comics up on the comedy show. I was hosting. I was nervous, but yeah, we did it. We did our thing, man. We ran that show. We had 8 versions of that show. Started off on South Las Vegas Boulevard and eventually moved it over to Wild Horse golf course just to have more space to accommodate the cars and the people. But yeah, it was a dope show.
It was
That
an outdoor type of.
Yeah, it was indoor, outdoor. So we did the car show outside, and then we moved inside for the comedy show.
Dope,
Yeah.
dope. I think you should bring that back.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Oh, I got big plans for that, man. We're gonna do the blue carpet, pre-show pull-up.
Yeah.
We're gonna integrate more styles of cars, you know, outside of the classics, because
Yeah.
the younger folks, I hear a lot of feedback from the younger guys. Well, I got this, and you know, I got this type of car, I got that type of car. It's not necessarily considered a classic, but I still want to show it off. So
Yeah.
we're gonna have a pre-show pull-up. We're gonna do Classics in Comedy. We're just looking, shopping around for the right venue to
Yeah.
accommodate.
Tell us a little bit about the boat cruise.
Oh man, the boat cruise was one of those ideas, man. I was driving, and I thought about Lake Mead. I was like, you know what would be dope was to do a comedy show on a yacht or on a boat out at Lake Mead. So had some conversations with some of the tour companies out there, and eventually couldn't settle on an agreement with any of those guys, and then decided to do it at the yacht at Lake Las Vegas. I'm actually driving down Las Vegas Boulevard, and I forgot there was even a yacht out there
Yeah.
that did those, you know, tours and whatnot. And it turned out I you know, called up the folks out there. We had a couple of meetings, negotiated the terms and conditions, and pulled the show together. And it was dope. We were able to pull in the yacht show, and then we did an after party. So we had partnerships with Tao. We had them with Omnia. We had them over at I forget the other club. So we had the boat show, comedy show, little after party on the boat, and then we had the after party at the clubs on the strip, and people had a really good time, man. So we were able to do that at an affordable price and give people that high quality entertainment experience. We marketed it to tourists coming into town, so we had round trip transportation,
Wow.
VIP open bar. So this is a dope show. That is actually you know, the most fun show that I've produced, and definitely will produce again.
Wow. And I think that, I mean, the idea, when I first heard about it, I hadn't heard about anything like that in Vegas.
Yeah,
Now, maybe other cities,
Mhm.
but Vegas is a little bit different, you know?
Yeah.
And so the concept to me was like, oh, okay, comedy, and then
It was dope, and
Yeah.
I had other cities reaching out. I'm from Detroit, and there's, you know, we got the Detroit River, so I'm looking into bringing the show out to Detroit.
Okay.
A version of it. I'm out in California a lot just for work and some other things, so been talking to tour companies about bringing a boat show out there, and then definitely bringing back the Lake Las Vegas Comedy Cruise, because it's just such a great show, and people
Yeah.
had such a great time. Good summertime activity. It was hot out there as Vegas is on the yacht,
Yeah.
but we made it work, man, and people loved the show. The reaction to it was great. Just as a sidebar, while we stopped doing this show, is that the boat had some repairs to do. We ran it the show in June, had 4 sold out dates, came back in July with 2 additional dates, but the boat had some mechanical issues, so they were down for about a month. And during that time, I actually got COVID really bad, man. Lost
Wow.
27 pounds, was in the hospital, man. A crazy time, just doing shows during that time of, I think it was the Omicron variant was
Yeah.
floating around. So I got it really, really bad. So I was kind of skittish on doing shows because you can't do comedy behind the mask.
No, you
And so
can't.
my wife was tripping. She
No.
was like, "Yeah, you're doing too many shows, and you're out and about, seeing too many people, and you got to worry about the family and keep yourself healthy." So I basically put myself on the bench for about 4 months for the end of
Yeah.
last year. I didn't get really healthy out and about, in the mood to even do shows until about December. So December I picked up, started doing more shows, but it gave me time to just rest my body and refocus, because as we were talking about earlier, it's just such a grind when you're wearing so many hats and doing so many things. I think my body was just broken down.
Yeah.
So that 4 months of rest was great for me. It was my first time just having that extended period of time off from anything. So I rested up, and then I got refocused with the vision. And at the top of this year, I came out swinging. I was like, man, I want movies and TV roles. I want to rock bigger stages, bigger platforms,
Yeah.
and then come back with larger shows. So that's what we're doing now, man.
I feel like sometimes God, and I hate to get religious.
No, get religious,
sometimes,
man. I'm a
but
very spiritual person, man. You can talk about God around me all
No
day long,
doubt.
because when I was laid up in that hospital bed, that was the only person there to hear my
Trust me.
jokes.
Yeah, trust me. I completely understand, because I actually got sick right before COVID.
Okay.
Like before the whole COVID situation down, I was down that year, a whole year prior to. I had a stroke.
Oh, man.
And it took me out. I went from doing shows, being really, really active on social media, having a big following, doing a lot of events, hosting.
Yeah.
Like, I was doing a lot, and I got sick.
Sometimes your body Teddy Pendergrass,
Yeah.
you can turn off the lights.
I feel like sometimes that's what God needs to get our attention.
Yeah.
And one thing that I learned, even though, when I say it was probably one of the toughest years of my life, I can say that during that time, God unloaded some things in me and allowed me to see people for who they were, and put ideas in me that, man, now I'm living.
Yeah.
And back then I was doing a lot. I wasn't making a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now I'm doing a lot less, but I'm making way
More
more.
money.
You know what I'm saying? So that COVID experience, like I said, when everybody was on the decline in COVID, I was on the come up.
Yeah.
We started BU like right in the heat of when everything was going crazy, and everything went online. You know what I'm saying? And then we started this network, and it was doing really well during that time frame. And people was like, "No, don't start no business right now, because this is not the time."
I'm gonna tell you one thing you can't listen to: people. Don't
That's
listen
right.
to people, man. If God put a vision in your heart and on your mind, man, just take it and run with it. Get that wind at your back and take it and run with it, because people will project their own negativity and
Yeah.
insecurities and their own limited vision upon your focus and your goals. So I learned that early on just in my life. You have to block out that noise of people
Yeah.
and focus on doing you. And just shout out to you, man,
Yeah.
because this platform that you've built, with your own two hands from the
Yeah.
ground up, provides opportunities for so many people. And if you had listened to those naysayers, if you had listened to those doubters, think about all of the folks that you couldn't touch and you couldn't impact and you
That's
couldn't
right.
help, further their dreams. So, yeah, that's what I mean. I'm a big fan. We go back. W.E.B. Du Bois has a passage called "A Talented Tenth." that I highly recommend everybody check it out. From the premise of that, he talks about exceptional people.
Yeah.
The band of society that's led by exceptional people. And once you find yourself in that band of society where you are of the exceptional few, the talented 10th, then you have to take that vision. You have to run with it, man, because
Yeah.
not everybody is blessed with the vision. Not everybody's blessed with the skill. Not everybody's blessed with the talent. So those of us that are, we have a responsibility
That's right.
to create these platforms and build these opportunities.
That's right. When you get an idea, because everything starts in your head as an idea, what are some of the steps that you take in order to make that idea into a boat cruise? Or
Yeah, great question. I'm like a scratch paper type of guy.
Yeah.
So I always keep a notebook. I got notebooks at home with all tons of ideas, or I'll break out my computer and just write stuff down, or I'll text different things to myself, and then the idea starts to build upon itself.
Dope.
So even with the boat cruise, I kept thinking, all right, you start with the boat cruise, and I want to do comedy on a yacht.
Yeah.
And then I said, how can I make this a party atmosphere?
Ooh.
So we brought in the DJ, and I work with DJ Kelly J, who was dope.
Yeah. Shout out to Kelly J.
Yeah, shout out to Kelly J,
Yeah.
man. She kept the vibe going with the party, and people had a good time on the boat, and they, doing the hustle. I don't even dance, and I was like, man, this is fun. So
Absolutely.
then I started thinking to myself, how can I even add more value in the show? So that's when we came with the after party idea as a partner up with the clubs, because our show was basically like 7 to 10 o'clock roughly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, 10 o'clock, man, people dressed up, they still want to go have a good time, so let's do an after party on top of it to provide more value. And then I wanted to market it to tourists, and at the time, with COVID going crazy, Uber and Lyft and all of that, prices were crazy. So we went ahead and did the luxury buses, man.
Wow.
And we partnered up with Oyo, which is right here on the Strip, used to be Hooters. We had pick up and drop off at Oyo, and folks that hop on the bus, air conditioned. We had drinks on the bus. Like, it's just a great time.
Wow.
And I want it to be a fantastic experience. And the thing that really, is satisfying to me is that we're almost, a year later, and people still hit me up. I got a message on Facebook the other day. Hey, I got 15 people coming to town. You having another boat cruise?
Yeah.
So, the impact of positive experiences and shows like that, really stick with you. And then the impact that I had on other up-and-coming comics. Because that was the crazy thing. People looked at me like I was crazy, like not marketing, quote-unquote, well-known comics. Giving opportunities to people that I saw, that I knew was funny, that I knew bang here locally. And then, a lot of these folks are traveling and on the road and whatnot, but they, I can't give you Cedric the Entertainer, on a yacht for $100. It's not going to happen.
It's
so,
not gonna,
so I found, the next Cedric the Entertainer was my job. And I found those people, and man, we just had a great time on that show. And similar to the show that I'm producing here, the Comedy Cypher, I mean, tremendous amount of talent in the comedy game, tremendous amount of talent for artists, spoken word artists, hip hop, R&B artists. So I'm excited to give those guys an opportunity to feature at these shows.
Absolutely. So you got an event getting ready to come up, a series of events.
Yeah, we got a weekly, man, 300 strong at Kev Love's Music Hall and Events.
Shout out to Kev Love.
Yeah, shout out to Kev Love, man, another good Detroit brother, man. I was happy to connect with him over social media, and he had came out to one of the boat cruises, and we talked about doing something then. So rock on a year later, as I'm back up and running and looking, I've been shopping for venues to pull shows together all over town. I probably had 2 or 3 venue meetings every week since January. Just trying to find the right place, the right location to produce the right type of show that makes sense financially. Obviously we're not in this as this. I always tell people this ain't no internship.
No, it ain't.
We got mouths to feed and whatnot.
Exactly.
So something that makes sense on the business side, something that makes sense for the artist side, something that makes sense for the venue side, because everybody is in business. So Kev Love and I were able to come up with a good partnership agreement on this event, and happy to host it at his spot. Fantastic venue, holds 300 plus people, so we can pack the house. And it's called a Comedy Cypher. So I want y'all to grab those tickets on Eventbrite. ComedyCypher.eventbrite.com is the location where you can get your tickets. We're doing something great with this show. Tickets are only $25 general admission, $75 VIP celebration packages. Get you closer to the stage, get you closer to the acts, get you closer to the dance floor, and get you some additional drink tickets, because guess what, people? We including the drinks.
That's right.
Complimentary drinks with the ticket purchase. So you get 2 drink tickets with the general admission and 4 drink tickets with the VIP. And it's gonna be a dope show, man. We got music features. We got 2 featured comics going up every single week. We first kicking off with Penny Prince and Jay Reed, who's killing stages all over Las Vegas, all over the West Coast, all over the country. Both of those guys are
Shout out to Jay
hilarious.
Reed. Real good
man,
dude, too.
Good dude.
Yeah.
Good dude. Him and Penny, man. So I'm happy about that. We got some up-and-comers, just dope comics. We got Coda. We got Gator. We got a couple good, really good comics in the Cypher battle. So the format of the show really is a comedy competition. If y'all know, if you're familiar with the term cipher, one of my friends actually hit me. He was like, "What's a comedy cipher?" I'm like, "You know what a cipher is, right? It's when people come together who can rap, and they each take their turn spitting their 16."
Yeah.
So I wanted to put a comedic twist on it and have a comedy competition that's more like a cipher. So each one of the cipher comics that are in the competition, they're competing for a future feature spot. All right, so they're going to get 5 minutes to come up and rock, and we're going to have Apollo-style judges. And if they're not good, we're going to boo their ass off. You know, they may not last 5 minutes, but we're going to give them 5 and see what they can do. And successful comics will be booked for a future feature, but our 2 features coming out the gate October 5th are Jay Reed and Penny Prince. And then you'll be hosted by myself, man. So you're going to get, I mean, your face going to hurt. You're going to pee on yourself probably. I mean, it's going to be a dope show. And then the great thing about the venue, I'm old school. I'm 43, man. So I come up from the real era of hip hop, old school hip hop, man. So that's the soundtrack for the show. So after the comedy show, we got the old school hip hop after party. We got the complimentary drinks. I mean, it's gonna be the #1 show in Vegas, #1 place to be on a Wednesday night. We're gonna bring y'all this experience every week at the Comedy Cipher.
No doubt. And then for everybody who's watching on all of the platforms that we showcase on, I got the flyer up there so you guys can see firsthand what it is. You know what I'm saying? The first one, what's
October
the date?
5th. October 5th coming up next week, man. Yeah, grab those tickets, man. October 5th. Doors open at 8. Show starts at 9. We got vendor opportunities also. So if you're a food truck, you're a small business owner, and you want to come out and connect with our audience, just email black11entertainment at gmail.com. We'll get you out there. Affordable vendor tables for vendors that are looking to showcase their wares and be a part of that audience, man.
No doubt, no doubt. Being an African American promoter in the city.
Yeah, man.
Let's talk about that. What are the challenges that are associated with
challenges? Being so I named my company Black 11. I'm a black guy from Detroit, right?
Yeah.
And I named my company Black 11 Entertainment because of a couple of reasons. If you look at my logo, the motif is like a roulette table. That's my favorite casino game, right? And then 1111 signifies vision, right? 11 is my favorite number because of Isaiah Thomas, my favorite basketball player growing up in Detroit, so I always loved the number 11. So I kind of blended all of those things with coming up with the name of the company, Black 11 Entertainment. And I tell you that to tell you this when you talk about challenges. So imagine approaching venues in Las Vegas, on the Strip, downtown. They're not super comfortable with urban events. I'm going to just tell you the truth. No matter what your budget is, no matter what your vision is, you still kind of have to get over those hurdles, and for a variety of different reasons, right? So we've done some things as an urban community in venues with knucklehead behavior to kind of bring things on ourselves. Let's just be honest. And but still systemically, historically, giving African American entrepreneurs an opportunity, a shot. Those things are kind of be few and far between. So I've reached out, like I said, I've been having multiple venue interviews and meetings throughout the whole year. And it's always, what's the style of the event? And what's your security protocols? And what's all, going through all of the rigmarole to basically tell you that they're not necessarily interested in partnering up with you. And some places, even on a buyout, they're giving you extreme hoops and hurdles that you have to go through to even buy out that venue to host or produce an event there. So those are some of the challenges that you face. I always feel like the right thing is going to come around at the right time. So what I try to do is just stay focused on the vision, man. I'm like, man, if I have to have 25 venue or meetings to get one that works and that's going to stick with the vision of the show that I'm trying to produce, then I'm okay with that, man. It's just the nature of doing business. I don't think there's any business that's not wrought with challenges. I've been in sales and working in a corporate space for 25 years, man. So, especially coming in as an African-American entrepreneur, all roads kind of lead to the same conclusion. I dropped the Talented 10th on y'all about Du Bois, but the other thing that I want y'all to go check out is I forgot what award show is on, but it was the Tyler Perry speech when he got the award, and he was talking about, while y'all was talking about the Oscar so white, I went down to Atlanta and built my own. He built his own studio. It's just one of those just iconic black inspirational moments that when there isn't an opportunity, take what you have to build what you want.
Yeah.
And get, align your resources, align the resources within your community, partner up with people. Sometimes you got to go and have those difficult conversations to formulate those partnerships, to make those things happen. But don't lose sight of the vision, but find another route,
No doubt.
to the goal.
Yeah, I always hear that the best way to be successful is to find an answer to somebody's problem.
Absolutely.
And one of the issues that we have as African Americans in the city is the energy sometimes that we bring. It's our own fault. I'm gonna say that
Absolutely.
because and that's why I encourage all of us when we go to these events, man. Like, keep your cool, even though somebody might step on your shoes, but what you do is you make it harder. And you make it harder for our community to grow and to be successful because you lost your cool, or somebody challenged your manhood or your thug.
And it's
or
usually all the guys, man.
Yeah.
It's testosterone levels way too high. Y'all need some girlfriends, some wives, or something.
Yeah.
Y'all, for real. Y'all bring a lady with you. You
Yeah.
know, like, that's the problem, man. Everybody want to be a tough guy. When you go out, man, I always tell people, put an outfit on, get your girl
Get
dressed
clean,
up, get
yeah.
clean, come out, have a good time, and take your ass home. That's
Yeah.
really what we want you to do, so we can continue to have these events. I remember at my boat show, the one drawback from the boat show was I had some people out on the docks, and we used to have T-shirts and whatnot to give away to different people. And there was the young lady got off the boat. And I'm on the second deck, and I'm talking to a couple of people there. Great show, good times. All the people, they were from out of town, and I see this girl swipe like 5 of my T-shirts and run off with them.
Wow.
And I'm like, first of all, the T-shirt came with the VIP ticket, so you bought the ticket and got the shirt.
Yeah.
But just to come out, we got a dope venue, great day, everybody having a good time, and you want to steal 5 shirts? This is crazy, man. So
Yeah.
a lot of the times, and this is one of those hard truths to swallow for the African American community. And I hate to browbeat our community because
Yeah.
we get enough of that from other people. But facts are facts. A lot of times we do this stuff to ourselves,
Yeah.
and to your point, it makes it harder. It makes it more difficult to pull shows together, produce things. We have to have security. One of the things that I was pulling together the show, like I said, I want people to get clean, put on a nice outfit, come out, get clean. So I didn't want security and the pat downs and all of that, type of craziness that you got to go through going to other venues. Because if you go to certain shows at certain venues, you don't have any of that. You don't have metal detectors and pat downs and, have this invasive experience that really puts the sour taste in your mouth. In the crazy world we live in right now, obviously is justified, in a lot of different situations. But I just didn't want that vibe for the show. I wanted a high-end urban upscale experience where people come out, have a good time, have a safe time, have a memorable time, have a memorable experience.
That's right.
Go home and be able to come back and do it again.
Yeah, that's real. That's real. One thing that I could say that I like about events like yours, you know what I'm saying? You use that word upscale, and it's not a lot of opportunity where we can go and we can get clean outside of church.
Yeah.
Outside of church, but when you actually can
put
go
your good
out,
clothes on.
yeah, put your good stuff on. You know what I'm saying? And when you clean,
You act different.
Yeah.
You act different.
Yeah. So, everybody get clean, man. I'm about to throw that flyer back up. I want everybody to check that out. I want y'all to support. You know what I'm saying? Definitely be in the building. The tickets aren't that expensive.
$25 and 2 drinks included with the general admission, man. So
you can't go wrong.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that.
On the strip, you spend 25 just pretty much
Parking.
for one drink.
Parking.
14 for
walk
parking.
in.
Yeah. So I mean to have a ticket where you can get your 2 drinks too,
Yeah,
get
2 drinks,
entertained.
entertained,
Yeah.
and you can dance. Good old school music. Kev Love is gonna be on the 1s and 2s, so he DJing, man. We gonna have a good time.
No doubt. So make sure y'all pop up on them, man. Show love. You know, there'll be a couple artists that we represent as well that's gonna be performing. Shout out to DT702. Shout out to Deani Lano. Shout out to Dante Shakam. That's gonna be hitting the stage, and I'm probably gonna do a couple little things too. You know what I mean?
I'm looking forward to it, brother. Like that's the whole thing, man. Y'all like I'll be in the back, you know, during the show as comics are going up or as I got featured entertainers. And just the joy that I'll have in my spirit seeing people doing their thing and rocking out in front of a crowd and providing that platform. That's the thing that I'm most excited about. So I'm excited about featuring. I put out the post about the event, and I said this is an event for Las Vegas. We're obviously going to market it, you know, and catch people coming into town, but that's going to allow you to build your platform as well or expand your platform. But this is a uniquely Las Vegas event. The Comedy Cypher, we want to get 300 strong Las Vegas folks in there supporting it week after week. And then we're going to bring you, you know, dope comics. Yeah. Because I only put up good people, man. You got to be funny. You got to be funny, man. And so we're going to bring you dope comedy. Like you said, we got the drinks on deck. And then obviously the musical features is going to put it over the top. And you get to dance, man. Get some good old school hip hop.
Do you have a hard time finding like comedians that you find funny, especially being funny?
Yeah,
like,
dog, man. I'm a fan and a student of comedy.
Yeah.
So here's what I do as a producer, and not all producers are the same. It's like some producers or some talent bookers or whatever, they book people that they find funny, right? Yeah. And it's like, oh, you got to get a chuckle out of me for me to book you. I look at the crowd. Yeah, I look at the crowd reaction when I'm going out to scout people, because comedy is such a subjective art form, right? Not everything is funny to everybody, but I look for comics who can control the room, who can rock the mic, who's confident in their material, who have a story to tell, who have a unique perspective on certain things, like the topic of the day, like when Will Smith smacked Chris Rock. Like I got a Will Smith joke that I was rocking way before that incident happened. I had to almost retire that joke because everybody had a take on Will's. I just got tired of hearing the words Will Smith, you know. So everybody had a take on that. And comics are going to deal with the hot topic of the day, and they're going to write material around that. But do you have a unique perspective on it? Are you saying something different? Are you saying something clever? Are you saying something that resonates with the crowd? So I always look for crowd reaction more so than anything else. And I'll say this as a sidebar for comics that send me clips and trying to get booked on the show. It is a poor representation of yourself to send me a clip and nobody's laughing.
Yeah.
Like comedy is about evoking laughter. You better
get some sound effects or something.
Yeah, put a laugh track with that shit or something, man. I'm telling you, like people will send me clips and it sounds like a suicide note.
Oh, no.
It's like they last will and testament. And they be just up there talking, man, the crowd not laughing. They like, oh, can I get a booking? I'm like, nah.
Not here.
Not here. Because you're not rocking the crowd. So I feel like, I have a responsibility to my audience, right? As a producer, as a host, my responsibility to my audience, if they're coming to a comedy show, is to make sure they get laughter out of that show and out of that experience. So if you're not bringing that, if you're not showing me that you can bring that, or if I haven't seen you with my own two eyes bring that, then it's going to be hard for me to give you an opportunity on one of my shows.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So if there's a comedian out there that want to be a part of your show, what is the avenue for them?
Just send me a video clip. You can DM me or you can hit me Artie Hollingsworth on Facebook, Black 11 Entertainment on Facebook or Instagram, or email black11entertainment@gmail.com. That's the number 11, so black11entertainment@gmail.com. Send me a YouTube clip, Instagram clip, performance clips. And like I said, if you're banging, I'm not going to sit there and watch 15, 20 minutes of your special, but send me a good 3-5 minutes where I see you rocking, I see you confident in your material. And, I'll definitely give you an opportunity because I'm not that guy. I give people opportunity, man.
No doubt.
Hey, I don't need, I'm not the guy. Comedy is so crazy, man. It's like a lot of fake friends in comedy. Yeah. Once you start running shows or producing shows or you are a holder of opportunity, everybody is, obviously people trying to come up, they're trying to get paid, they're trying to, perform as much as they can. But I'm not that guy. You don't have to be my fake friend. I get the same friends since elementary school, middle school, high school, college.
No
Right?
doubt.
Like if we cool, we connect, we vibe, we build a friendship, great. But on the business side, I just want you to be professional. I want you to be on time, ready to rock. And then I also want people to support the shows that they want to be on. Which the
Absolutely.
craziest thing to me is folks won't share a flyer, they won't share a post, they won't talk about the show, they won't do anything to support the show, but they want to take something from the show
That's right.
in terms of a booking opportunity. And within the artist community, and we're all comedians and artists, we have to grow to understand that we need to build the community. We
Yeah.
can't just take from it. You can't just, run, I'm the funniest dude in Vegas, or I'm this guy, or I'm that guy, and I should be booked everywhere. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
You have to contribute to the community. You
Yeah.
have to give back to the community.
I think the thought process of a lot of artists is that they should be paying me to get there. Boom, boom, boom. And what I try to explain to people is it's really about promotion.
Right.
You know, a person to pay a Drake,
Mhm.
really big money,
Right.
because Drake's name by itself is gonna bring all of these people.
Right.
How many people do your name bring? You know what I'm saying? That's the
That is
that's the
triple
question that you got to ask yourself.
Right.
Like, how many people does my name bring?
Right.
If I'm coming, how many people are going to come through that door? And if it's not that many people, then you can't really say,
Yeah, you can't be shouting demands from the
Yeah,
rooftop.
for real.
Your own grandmother ain't buying tickets to see you, brother.
it's a whole different animal. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? If it's a venue that fits 100 people, and your name by itself ain't gonna
Right.
fill
the room.
100 seats,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Then you really ain't got no demands.
And-
Like at this point, anything for you is exposure and is an opportunity to get people that'll come see
Right.
you. You know what I'm saying?
For
perform.
sure. It's all about building your platform and your brand.
Yeah.
And aligning yourself. Like I do a ton of shows. Like when I travel on the road, especially when I'm in California for work or whatnot, I always try to jump on the show. Sometimes they're free
Yeah.
shows, sometimes they're paid shows. It's whatever. If I feel like it's a good opportunity for me to get additional exposure or actually get work in as a comic, because you have to keep it's like being an athlete or whatever. You have to keep your time in and your stage presence and
Yeah.
all that up. And I write all the time. So I'm always writing. I go by Artie Got Jokes on Instagram because I'm always writing a joke about something. I get material and inspiration from almost anything all day, every day.
Yeah.
So I always write it down and try to find a comedic twist on it. And, I'll go and we'll break those jokes on anybody's stage.
Yeah.
But to your point, man, about the artist community, it is a challenge, man, because the balance is knowing your worth as an artist and knowing what your expectations are. You can't sell yourself for cheap, or you're going to find yourself in that box as the discount comic or the discount artist or the guy, you can get to come perform for peanuts. But to break out of that mode means that you actually have to build a platform, and you have to continue to increase your following.
Yeah.
Because like you mentioned, Drake, I mean, once upon a time, that dude was performing the same songs for probably $200-$300 a show.
Yeah.
It's not like that anymore because he actually put the work in. But, I give a little bit of pushback to people who are not putting the work in, who don't want to support shows, who don't share in the promotion of the show, but, constantly want to, be booked on shows and whatnot. I just think, those people to me fall into the box of a taker rather than a contributor and a giver back to the community.
If you ain't at least pushing the flyer,
Man.
like
Man.
I'll never, like, if I was a promoter and I'm actually going in
Yeah.
kind of in that direction, and I book somebody who don't share a flyer, that'll be the last time I book that person.
And that is Artie Hollingsworth.
Yeah.
That's my move, man. You got one time to do me wrong. I got a one-strike rule, and it's tough because I work with a lot of talented comics and I get comics who are, or artists who are continuously booked. They have a tough time because you may have 3 shows in a week, right? And you don't want to step on your other shows. But what I say was, and I'm going to shout out one dude that I think does this, and I follow him on social media, and we've crossed paths a couple times, comedian Shane. Y'all know Shane? Yeah. man, that brother, Shane can be performing anywhere. He gonna share the flyer, he gonna share the post, he gonna help to continue to build his platform as well as the platform of the show. So he's one of the guys that just jump out at the top off the top of my head that continuously promotes, and you can always know where he is, what he's doing, where he's going, be it his website or his social media presence. And I think that's great for a producer to work with people like that.
Yeah.
So if you got 3 or 4 shows a week as a comic, and you're like, oh, okay, I'm working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday, whatever, I don't want to step on those other dates, then, put out those posts at least daily. Here's where you can catch me tonight. Here's where you can catch me next week or whatever. But be on top of that promotion game, because the more work you want, or the more work you get, the more work you want, the more work you get. As you putting yourself out there, people will continue to book you for shows.
Absolutely. And then I think it speaks to how much you're doing. Like, I mean, at the end of the day,
Stay
you
busy.
posting those flyers, like, oh, that brother,
That
and
dude
that
working.
sister, they working. So, I think it benefits you to do it. You know what I'm saying?
That's how comedy works, man. The more people see you working, that's where I was going. If I got tongue-tied and twisted, the more work you get. That sounds stupid.
Yeah.
The more work you want, the more work you get. But and I had that experience when I was laid up with COVID. So people were hitting me up for shows and whatnot, and I was just like, I'm not in the mood. I'm not even in physical condition to go out and rock any shows. So I took time off, and then I saw that those DMs and those phone calls were coming fewer and fewer, because folks saw, oh, he's not working right now, or he's taking time off. But then when you start back up and you start promoting yourself and promoting your shows, then opportunities start coming your way.
Yeah. You said something, and I want to say this before we got probably about 5 minutes left.
Yeah.
You said something, when skills meet passion, that brings success.
Yeah,
what does
absolutely.
that phrase mean?
Yeah, so you can be passionate about a variety of different things, right?
Yeah.
There's a kid right now, I want to be in the NBA. And kid doesn't have any skill at playing basketball.
Yeah.
So you can be passionate or have a desire to do a lot of things, but you have to develop those critical skills in order to blend those with that passion and actually reach your goals and become successful. And when you talk about skill, the ability to do something, to pull something together, like a lot of people with the boat show or with the comedy cipher or different concepts or whatnot, you can have the idea. Do you have the skill to execute?
Yeah.
Are you skilled in the art of negotiation, right?
Yeah.
Because you're negotiating with comics, you're negotiating with venues, you're negotiating with vendors, you're negotiating with sponsors. That's a skill, right? And those are skills that I've developed over 25 years in the business community. How do you send, the right email? How do you craft the right message? How do you market the event effectively? Those are all skills. I can be passionate about comedy all day long, but if I suck as a comic, right? If I get on stage and I'm like the people I was describing earlier, sending me clips with no laughter, then you're not going to be a comic for very long, right? So yeah, that intersection of passion and skill is one of the things I always try to hang my hat on, because that execution of success is a difficult road without both of those elements.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's do this. I want you to send a couple of shout outs to your people, you know what I'm saying? And and then after that, just let everybody know how to get in contact with you once again, and we got to get out this thing.
Yeah, man. So I'm gonna shout out my family first, man. My family's always, with me in everything I do. So shout out my wife Keisha, my daughters Cameron and Parker. Parker just had her 9th birthday.
No
so
doubt.
She celebrated all day long on Sunday the 25th. So shout out to my babies. Then shout out to my friends, man. I was telling you earlier, we were off air, man, popped up the ticket link, and the first tickets that you see come through are from your friends, right, who support you. And I don't have that story. I don't tell that story of like, oh, my friends never support my business, this, that, and the other. My friends absolutely support me, man. So I appreciate all of my friends. I had my homies, fraternity brothers and whatnot. When I first launched Black 11 Entertainment, I was doing promo T-shirts and whatnot. Folks that didn't even live here, hit me. Oh, Cash App, send me a shirt, send me this, just supporting you from afar and doing anything that they can. But like I was explaining to you earlier, you give what you get.
Yeah.
So I'm a big person. I'm always supporting my friends and their businesses, events, whatever words of encouragement. If you call me up, I'm that guy. I'm that friend. So I wholeheartedly believe in, and you get what you give. So I try to be a good person, and things come back in return. And then, yeah, so shout out to Las Vegas community also
Yeah.
for supporting these events. You know, these events will be empty rooms without y'all showing up. So
That's right.
You know, we try to build value in the event and give you a reason to show up. So I appreciate y'all for showing up and showing out to all of the events. And then lastly, you can get in touch with me, man. Artie Hollingsworth on Facebook. That's my personal Facebook page. Black 11 Entertainment has a Facebook page. Or Gmail is easy for me, black11entertainment@gmail.com in terms of email. Artie got jokes on social, on Instagram and Twitter. I'm not really super active on those platforms. I need to get better.
Yeah.
It's just running around wearing so many hats. I try to post like little stuff. I don't want to be the funny guy on social media.
You gotta get a
buy
young
a
person.
ticket. Yeah,
You
buy
gotta
a
get a
ticket. Bring your
teenager.
ass out. Yeah, and get these jokes, man, for real.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Once again, I want to say thank you for your time, and you've been out here grinding, and you took the time out to come talk to us. You know what I'm saying? So I want to say I appreciate you, and I appreciate your family for allowing you to be here.
I appreciate you too as well, man. It's always good to connect with good brothers, other fellow family man, and people with that drive, that vision, that purpose, and just trying to make it happen for themselves, man.
Absolutely.
I respect everybody that's about their grind.
That's real.
That's
real.
about their grind. I don't care what your grind is, what your vision is. You share your vision with with society, and you putting that hustle and that muscle behind it, and you pushing forward, man. You get my ultimate respect, because this is not easy whatsoever.
For sure. Shout out to Misty for setting this thing up too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
Misty,
saying?
shout out Polka Dot. Polka Dot came on the cruise.
No doubt.
Yeah, Misty, and that's when we met, man. She's so dope, and I love how she pushes her artists. I love how she's just really about her business and really about creating opportunities, providing opportunities for people under her management company. So blessings and much success to you and her on your
Absolutely.
management endeavor, man. I know y'all gonna be
Appreciate
dope at everything you do, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. I appreciate everything. So we're going to get up out of here, man. We're going to end with a song, though. You know what I'm saying? So much information, so I didn't want to get into a whole lot of music because, you know what I'm saying?
Play some of your music, man. Play some of your music.
Well, we'll do this. I'll get into my joint. I was going to actually play somebody else's thing, but since you said that, let's get into one of my joints. The newest joint that I got out there is called the Nikki Step. There's a line dance to it. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Nikki, Miss Nikki. She's out there doing these line dances all over the city.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We got the music video that's out as well. It's called the Nikki Step. So, man, make sure y'all go check that out. And we're going to get up out of here. Blessings, man. My show is whenever I decide I want to do it. You know, I used to have a date and a time, but I started getting a lot of guests. So I'm like, man, I don't want to limit myself. So now I just put it up, and so y'all see the advertisement for the show a couple days prior to the show, and then I'll throw that thing up there. So it's gonna be a lot of content, even after what we talked about happens.
Right.
It's gonna be a lot of content because this is what I do, man. I don't need a location to do that. You know what I'm saying?
You do well, brother.
So absolutely. So I'm gonna get into that Nikki Step. All right. God bless everybody. We'll see y'all next time. All right, let's go.
Nikki so fly and she rap. She called the step pros and they left. They hit the dance floor just a step. They did the dance till there wasn't nothing left. Nikki so fly and she rap. She called the step pros and they left. They hit the dance floor just a step. Did the dance till there wasn't nothing left. Nikki step. 2 steps to the left. Shake, 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 shake that thing. 2 steps to the right. Shake, 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 shake that thing. Shake, 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 shake that thing. Sexy walk to the front. Shot it so bad, don't break that thing. Go dance to the beat. Here's your chance, move your feet. Song gon' ring in the streets. Get that thing out the seats. It's heated up. Feel the bass line in them speakers. Beat it up. Better be cautious when you dance. Don't speed it up. No talking, we just stepping. Follow directions. That Nikki step, no guessing. Make the connection. You've been looking for something new. Pull up with your crew. Here's that dance for you. It's that Nikki step. Nikki so fly and she rap. And she called the step pros and they left. there wasn't nothing left. Nikki's so fly and she rap. She called her step toes and they left. They hit the dance floor just a step. Did the dance till there wasn't nothing left. Nikki step. 2 steps to the left. Shake, 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 shake that thing. 2 steps to the right. Shake, 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 shake that thing. 1 hop to the back. Shake, 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 shake that thing. Sexy walk to the front. Shut it so bad, don't break that thing. Care who sees me. My girl Nikki made that step so easy. And you gon' learn that step so briefly. Don't make me do this by myself, complete me. Oh, yeah. You deserve the spotlight. You're the center of attention all night, yeah. And it's alright. If you don't do the dance, then it's not right. No way. It's time to flood the dance floor. That Nikki step leave you wanting more. The speed is so crazy you can't ignore. You're not doing the dance, so just head to the Nikki door. So fly and she rap. She called the step toes and they left. They hit the dance floor just a step. They did the dance till there wasn't nothing left. Nikki so fly and she rap. She called the step toes and they left. They hit the dance floor just a step. Did the dance till there wasn't nothing left. 2 steps to the left. Shake, 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 shake that thing. 2 steps to the right. Shake, 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 shake that thing. 1 hop to the back. Shake, 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 shake that thing.